Eddie, do you get why Kyrie wants to leave?
The more I look at this, the more it's a head scratcher. It's like, what is this? What is he thinking? And I'm with Chauncey. He has everything laid out. I dove into some stats. Now I call it BLJ before LeBron James and ALJ after LeBron James. So before LeBron James,
I like them initials. You like them, Skip?
Eddie's got
but
numbers.
listen, before that, he got 16 shots, averaged 20 points, right? His team was tied for the second worst, 78 and 152. That's what just him, right? So now ALJ, here come LeBron James, right? He gets more shots, he averages more points, been to 3 straight finals. He's playing with a superstar who will defer, who doesn't mind deferring to him, who's unselfish. And it's hard to find a lot of superstars like that. We could say Steph Curry is one, So when you get a superstar and a guy that's willing to take a back seat in certain situations, you should embrace that. Now you're going to go somewhere where you're probably not going to have a chance to win, because you're probably going to go to 4 straight finals if you stay with Cleveland. And then how much do you trust Dan Gilbert to put you in the right situation? He's already said, here's the keys to the car. Oh, no, let me get him back. Here comes LeBron. You get in the back seat and ride in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what he asked him to do.
So now, how can you trust him to put you somewhere where you want to be? You name these 4 teams. I don't trust Dan Gilbert at all, and I don't know why he would. So BLJ, we seen what happens there. ALJ is just, come on, man. At the end of the day, Kyrie, if it should be about winning, but again, if it's not and it's wanting just to be the man, I believe the proof is in the pudding. He's not going to win by himself.
It should be ALJ and Kevin Love, right?
Stop it.
Well, you got to throw Kevin Love in there.
Stop
Well,
it.
what do you mean? You're the one who said you wouldn't trade him straight up for Carmelo.
So let's do that. Since Kevin Love was there the last 3 years, when LeBron didn't play, without LeBron, they're 4-13. With LeBron, they're 132-51. And I don't like really going to numbers, but I had the number crunch today. So this was a number crunch topic. So there you go. It's all right there.
I'll let Shannon go.
The thing is, for me, and like I said, Ed, I don't know if you heard, but everything that Chauncey was saying, I said on Monday. This is not speaking behind Chauncey. This is not okay piling on. But I was saying, I believe that because he has a championship and he saw the love and the adoration that was heaped on Russell Westbrook, even though they didn't win as much if Kyrie won, even though he has no chance of winning a championship, he's like, this dude got an MVP. They're praising him. And I'm going to give Kyrie some credit here, Skip. He knows now if he gets traded, that max contract is off the table. He's not getting that $200 million deal. And he says, I'm willing to forego that because I want to run my own show.
That is correct.
I'm a type of guy, Skip, if let's just say you go into the beach, and I want to go to the beach, but I ain't got no ride. And you say, Shannon, the only way you can go to the beach with me, you got to ride in the trunk. Pop the trunk. Because I'm going where you want to go.
You don't like the beach.
I don't like it, but I'm saying if I want to go to the beach, I'm just saying. Skip, back in the day, we used to have to go to the movies. Well, we only had, X amount of seats.
So you'd ride in the trunk to go to the movies.
Because that's where I wanted to be. Now, if you want to win titles, you can be second in command. Everybody wanted to be the 4-star general, but you had to be a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. You got to move up the ranks. Colin Powell, Schwarzkopf, Eisenhower. I don't need to go in all those guys.
Yeah.
But all Kyrie has to do, Kyrie would rather be a man in a pond than a 20-foot mako or a great white in the ocean, because that whole big orca, that ultimate killing machine, that big giant predator in the ocean, ain't nobody better than him. He an orca. One LeBron James.
Wait, the same orca who got blown off the court by a record finals margin by the Spurs in 5 games? Did he swallow the Spurs whole? How did that happen?
Hey, hold on.
How did that happen?
He took him down the year before. Took him down.
Orca doesn't need any teammates. It's just Orca.
Hold on, what about Jordan?
Orca have a team?
Hold up, did Steve Kerr hit a jumper?
Huh?
That won the game.
We're talking about Orca. We're not talking about Michael Jordan.
And we're talking about the great white that can ride legs to him. But see, when you get out of line, the orca is a great white. In case you didn't know, Skip.
Okay. Wait, Orca is a great white?
Will the orca eat the great white?
Yeah,
or
they
sing
turn him
about
up.
it on Instagram?
If you don't notice it, they'll put the great white on his back, flip him on his back, and eat him.
I think the grizzly would beat the orca.
The Grizzly Bear?
Grizzly beat an orca. That's a hard one.
That's
man.
a tough one.
Yeah,
There.
that's
But
'cause
Skip,
you got to go deep.
We've gone
Skip,
a lot.
all I'm saying is
of
this, Skip.
animal
Look,
comparisons the
I
past
don't,
couple
I'm not,
days.
look, I,
Thanks
'cause
to him.
I don't want anybody to think I'm begrudging Kyrie because he wants to leave. If that's what he chooses, so be it. You want to go it alone, you want to be your own man, you want to be the king of your castle, I got no problem with that. But it's never gonna be this good ever again. This man makes it so easy for you. He will defer to you, as Eddie said. He'll defer in the second half. And only Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis took more shots than you last year, and both of those guys missed the playoffs. So if you want shots, you want adoration as being a one-man band, hey,
Yeah.
John Lennon, he got tired of the Beatles. I mean, it wasn't doing it to Mr. White. What that song? What's the album? Mr. White or whatever the song that big album that somebody just sold for like $300,000 had to.
The White Album?
No, the Beatles, their famous album, the one that Mark David
had,
Chapman,
like,
he
8
got signed
Oh, I don't know.
that night, but it sold for like $300,000.
That's why when you said Dakota a little while ago, I winced.
Oh,
I
the
don't
Dakota,
like
the
to hear
hotel,
that.
which
Yes,
is.
I don't like
But that's the thing, though, Skip. He doesn't want to be Paul McCartney. Paul had it good. He didn't want John Lennon to go. But
I think they both wanted to go.
no, they didn't. They was making beautiful music, Skip. Don't you love the Beatles? I don't know anything they sing. But
Best band ever.
I don't know
Period.
about it.
End of story. And by the way, I would ride in the trunk to see Dunkirk for a second time. That's how good that was. So
You ain't never rode in the trunk.
I would. I'm just saying I would ride in the trunk to
Should
see
not
Dunkirk.
ride in the trunk.
No.
What happens if you get in an
Scary.
accident? It's very
Whatever.
dangerous.
Well,
All right,
we cross
so-
that bridge when we get there.
My man Eddie House said he's scratching his head. Obviously, Chauncey is scratching his. And I'm not scratching mine at all because I have been enlightened by Kyrie Irving. It's very simple. He was never happy playing with LeBron James, on the court or off the court. Just didn't like it, had to defer to him from the start, had to sacrifice, had to make it work. I get it that they had about even number of shots, but what happened down the stretch of Game 3, it still sticks in Kyrie's craw that LeBron took over a game that a deal they should have closed. They're up 4 points with a minute and a half left. In the last 4 possessions of the game, Kyrie did get 1, but LeBron took 3 turns with the basketball. And Kyrie just didn't love it because he didn't love what happened to the basketball team down the stretch when they were a 500 basketball team for the last 46 regular season games. And Kyrie sees the thing is teetering and about to fracture at its foundation going forward into next year. And he doesn't, this is what's ironic. Everybody thinks, oh, Kyrie's worried that LeBron's going to leave after a year. No, he's not. He's worried that LeBron's going to stay. He doesn't want any part of LeBron because LeBron's difficult to deal with on a daily, ongoing basis. He can be a drama queen. He's a distraction a day on
So
Instagram.
What was
or
Michael Jordan doing punching people in the face?
We're
Was he
talking
difficult?
about LeBron James right now and Kyrie. Kyrie's not choosing to leave Michael Jordan, though he might. But I can't believe that Kyrie is not being applauded because he's just saying, I did it for 3 years. And I did it against my will because, as you point out, he signed on the dotted line for 5 years thinking he was going to be the man in Cleveland. And you can say, yeah, but look at what was happening. Well, he was 19, 20, and 21 years of age in those lean years. And with those draft picks that they got, they took Deion Waiters, who immediately clashed with Kyrie because he wanted to be the man. So that didn't help at all because they were do not invite him. And then in the all-time worst NBA draft, and certainly you could argue one of the worst all-time draft picks, Anthony Bennett, that's not going to help what's basically an expansion team. So I don't want to hear it because if you bring LeBron and Kevin Love with Kyrie and he's starting to become a man, you're going to have something in the Eastern Conference.
That's on the front office, though.